Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out. This is episode 218, and it promises to be a very civilized discussion because, for one, we have Dapo back on the podcast. Dapo, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
I wanted to take today off, but I just realized the quality of the podcast had taken a nosedive. So I thought
yeah,
I better come in.
yeah. Your timing presence has been very missed on the podcast. Yeah, and unfortunately, the two Man United supporters have decided to take a break. I don't know if they are mourning what happened over the weekend, but yeah,
No,
they are.
I think I spoke to Kex and Red, and they were planning to meet up at Old Trafford. I think they want to go and beat up somebody called Amorim or Rashford or Bruno.
Oh, their new savior. They are going to go and beat them up. Oh,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
no problem. I wish them all the best of luck in their journeys. Maybe next week, next week you'll hear their tales of what happened. But
It is a whoa.
yeah, it's their usual story nowadays. But yeah,
Very, very true. Very true. Very true.
yeah.
So
Moving on.
how was the podcast in the last two weeks of 2025?
They've been very insufferable, to say the
Right,
least.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And already they're already pissing off a lot of the fans, which we'll get to in a bit
Yes, yes.
in
I've
this
seen some
episode.
comments.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the groups. Well, yeah, we'll
yeah,
talk about those comments.
yeah. Well, this week is just going to be me and Dapo, and we have some news items to discuss too. And
Yep.
then we'll, for yet another week, we'll be revisiting Creature Commandos once again. But yeah, moving on quickly. First off, the news is some live news to get us some confusion over DC Studios naming. There's going to be a restructure again of how the DC Studios core projects and the Elseworld projects are going to be named and categorized, and how they are classified or how the logos are going to be shown. So yeah,
Yeah, so my understanding is, and I'm just reading the news now.
yeah,
Actually, they say they're developing a separate DC Studios opening for those projects. So I
yeah,
think the logo with the old school Superman breaking out of chains
yeah.
will be DCU, and elsewhere they're going to come up with
Something else. Yeah,
that would be my guess as to what they want to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think it's for one reason only. I think it's a good idea for anybody who might get confused as to what
mm,
film is in what universe, because basically they're going to be operating minimum of two universes side by side.
minimum.
Yeah, so at least
Yeah.
when it opens, if you have a very different logo for the other one, it might help with people to distinguish between the two. You understand?
Okay. Let's see how that works out for them. But yeah, I think that's the plan currently for DC Studios. Yeah. Yeah, and moving on from that, there's also been some rumblings about storm casting in the MCU.
Yes.
And this is Darkmo's favorite topic. So we've seen a couple of names signify their interest that they want to play Storm in the MCU. And yeah, I think this is coming off What If Season 3, where we've seen Storm finally arrive in the MCU, albeit in animated form. But
Yep.
now people are wondering who is going to play in the live action going forward. So yeah, like what do you think?
Well, I mean, just to give some backgrounds. Yes, you're right. We saw Storm appear in What If. Um, we've seen also, to be honest, along the same lines, we've had in the comics. Storm has got her own comic. She's joined the Avengers, so there is a bit of a Storm renaissance at the moment going on all over, and I also believe with the mutants now being heavily planned to make their appearance in the MCU, I mean, we started seeing mutants already, and we're going to see more of them. People now throwing their hats in the ring to play Storm. And
Hmm.
yes, I mean, the first one she's not the first one to put a hat in the ring, but the latest one, I want to start with her first. It's a wrestler from WWE. Is that what
E-
it's called now? WWE. Jade Cargill.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's put a hat in. Now, you see, the funny thing about Jade Cargill is I've always believed her nickname and everything is already based on a Marvel character. She literally even looks like that character. And
Okay.
there's a character called Frenzy in she's a
Hmm.
mutant, and Frenzy's name is Joanna Cargill.
Okay.
And she's a very buff type, wrestler body type mutant.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill looks like her. Body type, everything. The only difference is, I think, generally in WWE, Jade's always having very brightly colored hair. Beyond that, to me, that's a kind. And I thought maybe her name was because she liked that kind. But she's trying to hat in now that she wants to play Storm.
Yeah.
I can't see it for a second.
I don't get it. I see it.
You see
And
it?
yeah, like she has the white hair and the body type to go with Storm. Then she's
No.
already an actor
Okay.
already.
So
And
I
we've
don't.
seen successfully actors in WWE can cross over to
So
into movies.
I
So
did
I
not.
have,
I
yeah.
didn't realize this episode you were trying to troll me here. Yeah. How on earth is Jade Cargill's body a Storm body type? Not in a million years. Not in a million years.
I don't see the problem there. I really don't. Yeah.
Well, you see, I can see based on your hatred of this character, or more like your hatred of my likeness for this character. You're just doing this out of spite. Nah, she's.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I honestly, to be fair to Jade,
Yeah.
I did not know. I don't know her acting abilities at all. So I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen her. I don't know if she's done any projects before. If I've been honest, so for all I know, she might be a great actress, but
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't. I definitely
No,
wouldn't rate it.
because
Yeah, go on.
I wouldn't want a well-known name to play Storm.
Agreed.
And Jade, for all her popularity, she's relatively unknown when it comes to movies. So she would be fit for it as long as she can act well. At least for me. I wouldn't mind it at all. So
Okay.
yeah.
So for me, it's almost a resounding no. But I actually and not to prove that I've not jumped on this bandwagon. I've posted on Jade Cargill's Instagram account years ago
Mhm.
about
Mm.
how she should play Frenzy. That she's
Mm. But no, she's not Storm to be. She has to be.
so
Okay.
I don't think I would advise her to go and reread my post and to stay in her
Why
lane.
would she want to play a D-lister when there's an A-list queen there to play? Like, come on.
Yeah,
Please.
right. Okay. So I love that question. I love that question.
Yeah.
Iron Man was a C-lister.
You cannot compare Iron Man to
No,
Frenzy.
now you can't. Before you could.
No, you
Iron Man
never
was C level.
could.
Frenzy was maybe E level. The point I'm trying to make is Peacemaker is Z level.
Yeah.
The point is, if you own that character, you could make a character move up the alphabets just by the sheer power of your presence. If it's done well, we've seen it time and time again. I mean, nobody knew
Okay.
who Groot was. Nobody knew who Rocket Raccoon was.
Fair enough, but I honestly wouldn't mind. She has this imposing quality I wouldn't mind to see in Storm.
Yeah, but
So yeah.
and don't get me wrong, she is very imposing, but it's not the kind of imposing figure that Storm cuts in the comic. Storm is never a muscle bound type female. She's
It
more
depends. It
grace and
depends.
a
It
power person.
depends. It depends on the run, though.
No,
It depends
never,
on the run.
never
Yeah.
like Jade. Not once like Jade, unless you have some.
In Krakoa, wasn't she fighting in the ring with her beast powers?
Yeah, but even when she was
Yeah.
old, I didn't even go back to the Morlocks when she used to fight a lot. It
Yeah.
was all about speed and precision. She was never muscle bound. Have you seen Jade? Have you seen Jade Cargill?
I've seen some pictures. Yeah.
Mate,
I will. Okay.
she will beat me up easily.
Yeah. But that's the kind of like I will. It will fit Storm's background that she grew up tough like that.
No,
She was a thief.
no,
She
no,
had
no.
to learn to rely on her strength and wit.
She grew up.
So
She grew up on the streets of Cairo as a quick, wary thief,
okay.
not an area girl. You know.
Okay. I'm not married to either interpretation, but yeah. Another thing about this Storm push is that this is also Storm's 50th anniversary. So there's a lot
Oh,
of
okay,
push
okay,
around that.
okay,
Yeah. That's
okay.
why
That's
we have the comic book series by Murewa that is going on. And yeah.
Moreover, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
and
there's a
Julius,
lot of,
can I just say something about that book?
yeah,
Storm has never looked better.
than that. Yeah.
She is the art. I've seen some 4 issues now, and almost
Yeah.
every single issue, there will be an image where she just looks absolutely stunning. In the latest issue, she attends a dinner with Doctor Doom, and
Yeah.
she's dressed in the colors of Doom, like green. She
Yeah.
looks absolutely stunning. Stunning. I mean, for our listeners out there, you might want to pick up the Storm book. I mean, there's one issue you can avoid, but the other 3 issues are quite good.
We would, I would want to talk about this book. I have a lot of comments about this book, but I would wait till the run is completed before I jump into it and
Okay,
introduce
so
the
what
five
you
books
want
to
us to
everybody
do
here.
a review of the whole run?
Yeah, of the
Okay.
whole run itself, because yes, there's a lot to talk about when it comes
Yeah,
to Storm right
yeah.
now. But moving on to the second person that's thrown a hat in the ring, Cynthia Erivo. Dako, what do you think about running to play Storm?
Oh God. See, this is gonna be this is gonna be hard for me. I want to say hard, not hard in terms of my opinion. My opinion is very set. Hard in how to talk about this without upsetting
Oh
somebody.
no, go ahead, please. Since when are we caring about upsetting people?
You know,
Say what you feel.
it's 2025. You know, I want to mend my ways.
I mean, come on,
I
Donald Trump is president now, so yeah, you have
no,
to.
I so yeah, Sylvia Erivo, and for anybody who's not aware who she is, she's the current or latest star from the Wicked movie.
Yeah.
So she plays I can't remember what the witch, the Green Witch. I can't remember what the character's name is.
Oh,
In
okay. The Wicked Witch.
yeah, the Wicked. No, she doesn't play the Wicked Witch.
Elphaba. Elphaba
Yeah,
turns to
Alphabet, yes,
the
yeah.
yeah,
That's the name.
yeah.
So she's also put her hat in the ring, saying that Storm is one of her heroes from the kids. You know, she's always
Yeah.
behind the character, blah 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 blah. X-Men 97, blah 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 blah. Lot of story. And I just want to break the news to her. I've had a word with Kefi Feige that even if she enters the studio, they should kick her out. They shouldn't even let her anywhere near the
Wait,
studio.
what's your beef against Cynthia Erivo? Because Marvel getting Cynthia Erivo, it's a win for Marvel. She's on the track to winning the complete EGOT. She's one of the few actresses who actually have nominations for
Marvel
all of
getting
it.
Marvel getting Erivo for Storm is a win for Erivo. It's not a win for Marvel.
She's
So let me phrase. It's not a win for the Storm character.
why? What's your beef with
She
Erivo?
just as much as I've spoken about Jade Cargill and the look,
Yeah.
she's even further away from me in terms of, and this is where I want to be very dedicated in how I speak. Um, I
She's
don't know why
very
you're
what?
laughing because you're not making this any easier for me.
She's very I'm not trying to make it easier for you. She's very what?
She has a unique look that, in my view, is not suitable
Yeah.
for for Storm. Um, actually, okay. Back in the day, there used to be a look called, I think it was called
But
heroin chick.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the kind of look she has. And to be honest, she even gives me she gives me concern. I won't lie. Honestly, sometimes you see people and you're concerned about them health wise. For me, when I say Storm, the drugs of Storm, that would never be. She's imposing. She's imperial. She's tall.
You
She's
don't but
healthy. She's gorgeous. All things that sorry, things that. What is wrong with you? things that
Nothing.
the current
Yeah.
look that Cynthia has adopted,
Mm.
I, I I would not agree with.
I mean,
To the
she
point,
can. Yeah.
go on, say that.
No, no. Continue. Let me give you enough rope to
To
anchor
the
yourself.
point that she's
Finish
almost like the apotheosis of what I think of a Storm character should be.
character.
Yes, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm pretty sure she would have the she can get she will have the accent down to a T and stuff like that. But it just doesn't. And then there's this whole interview sessions they had post the Wicked release that even got me whole concerned. And then there was an issue when I think she was not. When I think there was a poster that tried to use her image, but
Yeah.
to recreate the old school poster,
Uh,
and she
I mean,
kicked off.
everybody's allowed to make mistakes online.
No,
Like you
no,
can,
no, no.
it's not fair to hold it against her acting
You
abilities.
know what?
Because,
Fair
yeah,
point, and I will
yeah,
agree. My only fear is if that's a one-off, fine. When you move into a character like Storm,
yeah.
well,
I,
I
I
don't want to.
mean,
I don't want
and
to
Storm has
any mistake.
tirades like that. Storm has tirades like that, even in your X-Men
No.
'97.
The,
Yes.
the difference between tirade of the character
Mm.
versus the
So
actor acting up about the character. Do you see what I'm trying
yeah,
to say?
no,
Two different.
I get what you mean, but like my argument for Erivo is that
Yes.
she's a brilliant actress. She's going to nail it. Like she's one of the best actresses working in Hollywood right now, and
So
that's no. She has
okay.
like when I
Oh,
say EGOT, she has won the Emmy. She's good with Emmy, Grammy, Oscars, and TV. She's been
and
nominated for
and
all of
and,
this.
and to be
Yes,
honest, I
uh,
would not even deny that. I
yes.
wouldn't deny it one bit.
Then she has an interesting background that
You
suits
what?
the character. Her background
Oh
suits
yeah.
the character a lot more than most other actresses would.
Yeah.
She left Nigeria in the middle of the Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle of around the Civil War area. She left Nigeria to UK with her mom and dad. So she has had this experience, not completely relatable, but like
Wait,
she's
how
knows
on earth?
how
Sorry. Rewind. How on earth did she
she's
leave the Civil War?
wait.
How old is
Okay,
she?
I'm mixing. No, she's 15. Oh no, her mother left Nigeria during the
Oh
Civil War.
yeah. Oh, I was
Her
gonna say
mother, yes,
there's
not
no
her.
way on earth.
Yes, not
Yeah.
her. So her mother left Nigeria during the Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, to UK.
Okay.
And yeah, so I think I would rather, personally, I would rather an African actress play Storm
Yeah, but see,
than anybody else.
I would rather have an actress who's as good as Ivro and also
Yeah,
has a look. That's
but
what I want. The two
yeah,
together. Why do I have to settle for one? Or
there are there are very few. There are
no, don't
actresses
say
out
that.
there,
No.
but there are
No.
no.
I,
Let me
I,
finish. They have the accolades that Erivo has gotten
no.
over the course of her career.
Yeah. Forget accolades.
Yeah,
And this is where I think Marvel, and this is nothing to do with Ivro now. This is just generally
yeah,
they've moved away from finding good actors and good looks, and now it's about names.
yeah.
And I think, to me personally, I think it's a bit of a shame that they're doing this now. There's millions of actors. They can find a great actress who's got the look. I don't be funny. There's a particular actress that people have been mentioning who I did not know that name,
Which
and just by
actress?
pure coincidence, I started a series that she's in it, and now I'm blown away by her because I literally I can honestly say I've only started watching this. I'm only on the fourth episode of this show. It's called The Agency. So there's a lady
Ah,
in it called
you are
Jodie.
referring to Jodie Turner Smith.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And now
Okay.
all of a sudden I thought, oh, actually, she can act. She's not.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she was not that famous, but people seem to know her.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't know what else she's been in. I've only seen. I've only seen her in this TV show.
TV show. Okay.
She's also got the body type, the presence, the height. She's just. She looks perfect, and she can act.
And she has played a Storm-like character. She played
Oh,
that
has
in
she?
Acolyte. Acolyte. She was the mother, the queen mother. She has played that black queen, that regal
Wait,
black
wait.
queen. Yeah.
I feel like the Star Wars.
Yes, she's the mother and Aniseya, the queen.
That was her.
That was her.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't like the whole TV series, but actually, I need to go and look at a picture. I didn't realize. Okay, so that's different. Was she good in that? I can't remember her role in that.
The show was so bad that it's
Yeah,
very hard to
that's very.
judge acting,
Yeah.
except from how bad the show was. But
See,
yeah,
it's funny. The other two candidates that's in the past, at least in the past,
yeah.
that I've always considered, but one, oh god, now I'm gonna forget her name now. I remember the name a minute ago. Now it's gone. She played. She was in Billionaires for a while, but she was from that show.
Billions.
Yeah, she was in Billions. Oh, just Billions. She was in Billions for a while. Um,
Okay.
but she came from that Netflix show, the holistic detective.
Oh, I know the person you're talking about.
I figured it's
Dollar
the
Rashad.
no, 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 no,
Uh,
no, no, not Rashad. Rashad's the other lady.
okay.
Rashad's the daughter of the girl, the woman from Fresh Prince of Bel Air, or is it?
Yeah, but she was in Billions as well.
Yeah, yeah, she was. But there's the other lady who joined about season 3. No,
Oh, so you're not referring to Kate Saka, the lawyer that was with the. That's Dollar Rashad. Dollar Rashad was the lawyer.
no, not Kisa, no, no, lawyer. She came in almost as I feel like a PR person
Ah, okay.
for dark skin. She's called.
Oh, okay.
I think her
I
name is
think I'm
Jade
trying.
as well.
Oh, Jade. I remember her name.
Yeah,
I'll try and figure it. I remember her from Holistic Agency.
yeah.
Jade,
I
but she's not imposing at all. Jade
no,
Eshete.
yeah, Jade. They said,
She's small.
oh no, if you watch her,
I love I
if
love
you
her, but
watch,
she's small.
is
Yeah.
she? If you watch her in, I never thought she was small. I don't know why you're saying that.
Because I
But
don't
don't
see.
get me wrong,
Yeah,
Jodie clearly looks tall
yeah,
and I just thought she was Sudanese for a minute, because she always looked that tall. She literally like
yeah,
6 footer. Except
yeah.
seems to be just be like your standard 5'8", 5'9" type
I'm not sure
lady.
about that. Okay.
But
Because I've always like,
in the
yeah,
hospital, she was way taller than the main actor.
yeah.
So that's why,
In holistic.
yeah, holistic.
Mm, uh, okay. I can't really place that,
And,
but like, no,
and then
Jade
we have
Eshete is beautiful, and yeah,
yeah,
but I don't think she's the perfect fit for the
and
role.
then we also
She,
have Yejide.
no,
You see, now you're saying no, and I know why you're saying no. And I just think for pure logistical reasons, if you're starting a new cast of characters,
yeah.
will be around for 15, 20 years. I think the age will count against her more
Jade
than
is
anything.
old. No, Yejide is 43, Jade is 40.
She's 40
Yeah.
or more. I get it. She looks good for 40. Are you
Yeah.
serious? 40.
Yeah.
Wow. Kudos to her. Honestly, I was thinking she was like early 30s at least.
No.
Wow, 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 wow. How old is this Jodie, the one that we spoke about?
Jody, wait, let me check for Jody. I'm not sure. Jody is older as well because she's been around for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This one,
Jody,
this one, this one little lady
yeah.
is doing well.
She's 38, 38, yeah.
Oh, okay, she's not so not even that
She's not
much
that
younger.
old, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, I like her look. I won't lie. So I would like somebody. If I pick a body type, if I have a perfect casting, it would be somebody with maybe the body of that Jodie Turner Smith, height, body wise, a mixture of the looks of her and Esheti, and the acting ability of Erivo.
Okay, if you say so.
Package that together.
I'll, yeah.
And I'm sure there's somebody like that out there.
Okay.
Waiting to be discovered. The problem is, I think the Marvel casting directors have got lazy.
No, it's not laziness if you can now afford to do certain things. Before they were restricted by budget.
Yeah, it's laziness
They could
now.
not afford this.
No,
They
no,
could not afford these actors.
it's
But
laziness.
now, why
No,
go for an
calm down,
unknown when you
calm
can
down.
get,
This is
yeah.
the classical rich man disease. Before the guy will go out, before you go out, you go and mow your lawn, you wash your car. Once there's some
Mm,
money, you just say, I'll take it to the car wash. You
yeah.
ain't trying not to do it. It's
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're going to do a better job than when you were doing it yourself when you had the time. But it is what it is.
Okay. If you say so. But one character you didn't mention, and I'm not sure you are aware of her, that has also expressed interest in playing Storm, is the Wonder Wise. She
Who?
was the the Wonder Wise. She was in what's it called? What's this movie called again? Jurassic Park Dominion.
They
And then
wonder wise. Oh, the wonder
yes,
wise.
the Wonder Wise. Yes, 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 that's her. So
Oh,
she's also she has indicated interest in playing the role. She's a popular choice, and she has gotten support from previous Alexandra Shipp, who played Storm in last. So yeah,
I remember her. It's,
yeah.
weirdly enough, facially, looking at some of the pictures, especially the ones from the Jurassic World Dominion, facially, I can see her looking more like Storm, the comic Storm. Like she I don't know if she's wearing lenses already. Like
Hmm.
she's got a kind of look,
But
and I can see her. I can see her look. I don't know what. I'm not sure about her acting skills, if I'm being honest,
yeah,
or height or height or stuff like that. But
but
yeah.
okay. Moving on from that, when do you think Storm will be casted? Or do you think this is just a pipe dream for the next 5 years or so?
See, the thing is, when the Secret Wars come out next year,
Is it next year? It's
I
no longer
thought,
Secret Wars. Is it no longer? Is it no longer Doomsday?
yeah, but is it not 2026? I might be wrong. Don't get
I
me.
think it's 2027. Then again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure with their
No,
timelines
we
anymore.
have 2 years ago. So from what I'm hearing is that we might be seeing a mutant here, a mutant there, up to Secret Wars. But I don't think we're going to see like the full blown mutants
Yeah.
focus in the MCU to post.
Okay. So Doomsday is 2026. It should start filming this year. But
Right.
yeah.
So okay. So and the fact that so I'm going to guess then that Storm's going to become post that.
Okay. Okay.
They're going to start
No
filming this year.
problem.
You thought that they've locked
Yeah.
down
The
unless
actresses.
it's not
Yeah.
going to play a big role in it.
Yeah. Okay.
You
We'll
know.
see how that goes.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, moving on, we spent way too much time on Storm that Kex
No,
will
no,
be
no,
rolling his
no.
eyes at this episode.
Sorry. I beg to differ. You can never spend too much time on Storm. But carry on.
Yeah. Kex will be rolling his eyes at this episode. But moving on. Invisible has dropped the rollout schedule for season 3.
Yes.
Uh
So they're dropping 3 episodes to start off with.
yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna
And then
get
it will be weekly drops.
and it's eight episodes and it's 8 episodes in total.
Yeah. No breaks, just 3 episodes, then weekly drops from then on. So
Yeah,
good rollout.
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
Okay. We are looking forward to that because yeah, it will kick off February for us in terms of content to discuss.
And
Aside comic books.
if I'm reading this right, this will take us into March.
Yeah. By then we would have had this thing come out already.
Daredevil.
Daredevil. And
Yeah.
then Invincible is basically kickstarting the new year for us
Yeah.
in terms of content because from then it's back-to-back content that we'll be getting.
Content galore. The only prayer is good content, please. Please.
Yes. We've had years before where the content looked so promising and it just ended up disappointing. But this
Yes.
year, hopefully, everybody hits top of the park. Like I'm hoping Marvel succeeds. I'm hoping DC succeeds this year in terms of the content they release. I want almost everything they are posting out to be good. I want Captain America to be good. I want Thunderbolts to be good. I want Superman to redefine the legacy of Superman for us. But yeah,
Agreed.
yeah,
I'm with you on all those. I don't think I ever really wish. No, that's a lie. I have.
You have. I'm looking at you like, what are you about to say?
Yeah, I have wished ill on certain projects, but then I don't think there's anything upcoming at the moment that I wish ill.
I mean,
But,
I'm laughing at Fantastic Four, but that's
well,
almost
so
like a possible
I
project.
don't wish it ill. Obviously, to be honest, I actually want
Yeah,
to see a lot. I'm
yeah.
just scared about the timing,
I
how
mean,
quickly they
okay.
filmed it. I'm worried about that film big time.
Yeah,
It doesn't fill me with confidence. I think it's
yeah.
so. I want. I mean, ideally, I want to walk into that cinema and I get blown away, and it's awesome.
Bye.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So hopefully, in this case, our low expectations work against us, work for us, I mean, in terms
Yeah.
of
Hopefully,
Fantastic Four.
yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
But moving on, we've got another trailer this week, and that is Daredevil Born Again. So we
Yes.
get a full red band trailer that shows a lot of action, a lot of gore, very bloody, and yeah. What first impressions? What do you think of the trailer before we go into any details?
So the first impression was right. You guys are trying to convince us that you are going as grim and as gritty as Netflix. I
Yeah,
think, and yes, based on the trailer, you succeeded in convincing of that. I'm just worried that was the focus of the trailer.
yeah,
Uh, don't get me wrong. There's nothing in that trailer that I saw by itself that was bad. I just
yeah,
found that your focus seemed to be on the violence. Does that mean you guys are not paying attention to the story? And I hope that's not the case. It's just a worry. So yeah, I can't predict anything from the trailer. There's a sit down. I mean, we see a sit down between Matt Murdock and the Kingpin,
yeah,
which in a way kind of lets us know what the current situation is. Since it's been a few years since the Netflix series, it seems Matt Murdock must have stopped being a vigilante for a while, which is
yeah,
which is actually quite nice because it also gives an excuse as to why there's not a lot of news in the MCU. Because I know some people say, "Oh, why did we see the MCU?" Which is always those kind of discussions always wind me up because once you're a hero, they expect you to see every single movie going forward. No, there's also a lot of characters that I want to touch on in this trailer.
yeah.
The whole old cast seem to be back.
Hmm.
For a minute,
Okay.
I actually thought they'd recasted Foggy.
No, it's they are
It's
bringing
the
all of
new
them back.
hairstyle. He looked a lot more suave.
Yeah, than before.
Yeah, I had to rewind. Wait, is that Foggy or not? Or is that a recast?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm happy with that. Because there's almost nobody in that old series that I didn't like. There's one person I
okay.
did in the trailer. I hope it's
Who,
back. I
who?
hope it's back. It's a character called Turk. A lot of people might not remember.
Oh, yeah. I remember talk.
Yeah,
It might show up as a cameo
yes.
somewhere there.
I
I hope it's back as well.
Yeah, it's back because in the comic it was always a punching bag for Daredevil,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
wasn't. I would like to see him back as well. So I'm
yeah.
happy to see these characters back,
Okay.
especially our dear friend Frank Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
looking even more rough, rougher than usual. It seems to have a. So I'm pleased with the cast coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
So I'm with you on the trailer being
Yep.
they're trying very, very hard to
Mm.
sell a specific image,
Yep.
and they sell it so well, it
Yep.
leaves me worried about everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like they're trying to say, oh, this is grimy, this is grimy, this is the same level of tale as the Netflix
Yes.
Daredevil. See, we are breaking bones, we are doing this thing just like the Netflix Daredevil. But I'm like, that's not why the
Yeah.
Netflix Daredevil was great.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Netflix Daredevil was great. Let's say 35% because of that violence.
yeah.
But then
But
also 35% also because of the dialogue, the
the
acting.
story,
So yeah,
yeah,
everything has to go. If you just put if you just a soup and all you just put
Yeah.
this MSG in it, that's not a good soup.
So that's why I'm on the other side. That's why I'm worried about the trailer. That
Okay.
they've learned the wrong lessons of why people love the Daredevil TV show.
I've got another worry,
Yeah.
and this is more about the. So we saw Bullseye
Yes.
in the trailer. So Bullseye's in this.
Bullseye is in this. Yeah.
We saw Frank, the
Frank is
Punisher.
in this. Yeah.
He's in this.
White Tiger is in this.
Exactly. So we saw White Tiger.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing it's Hector Ayala. I don't know. He's
Maybe.
in this.
Yes.
We saw. I did not know this character was coming. We saw Muse in this.
Yes. I think he's with one of the villains in this as well. Yeah.
Now he's a big. Well, I wouldn't say it's a big deal in the comics, but his arc was a big arc in the comic.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, is he the main villain? With
Most likely.
alongside Kingpin,
At the, I
yeah.
mean, Muse is the kind of villain I think would make that conversation between Kingpin and Daredevil in the beginning make sense.
Oh,
Is the kind of threat that has that will force that kind of conversation between both of them.
you are 100% correct.
Yeah.
Because in the story, and I'm not going to say anything about it, but in the comics, I just realized Muse pushed a couple of heroes to do things they shouldn't have done. Right. So, okay, fair enough. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Because that was the point he featured in the trailer. It was like at least 3 of the scenes.
Yeah.
In the trailer.
Yeah. But I'm really hoping they don't lose what I love most about Daredevil, and that's his personal struggle with his faith, with his actions. Like Daredevil is one of the best characters with struggling with morality of what he's doing. That almost any other character in comic book history.
Yeah,
he's the one that deals most with.
He's like one of these Catholics that always regret everything they do type.
Yeah.
He goes out for forgiveness, and then he goes out and sins again.
Yeah. So it's like he's one of the few characters in MCU that not even MCU, I think in comic book history that has that level of contemplation about his actions.
I can't think of anybody else like him.
Yeah. So I hope they don't lose that on the altar of let's make an action blockbuster.
I don't think so, because that discussion in the diner alone, already hints at that. That he did something that he regrets and he has to stop. Okay. And also it seems that, okay. There's one thing I noticed in this. And I was trying to remember that was not in the original. Not as far as I know. It seems to have very bad control. So he has a bad an anger problem.
Yeah.
It seems to be that in this trailer, I think
it shows up.
I
mean, I'm going to throw a wider spoiler out there. Not a spoiler, but like a guess.
Okay.
Of what is going to happen. I think either Foggy or this person or Karen or both of them, someone dies.
Dies or gets hurt.
Yeah. Because of Muse in this course of this show. So it will explain a lot of the anger and blood. But yeah.
I hope it's not Karen. And I've got a reason why I
hope it's the easy part for them to do, Karen.
Yeah. And Karen got in the comics, the Karen's storyline in the comic is way more harder hitting than if you go that route with Muse.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not even sure I want Karen's story in the comics to be done. Honestly, I don't think I want to watch that. I don't think I would be able to watch that if they go that route, because it's
if you're fair, I don't think they're gonna go that line.
Yeah. I don't think they would.
That is Kingpin's in a place at the moment that's beyond where he was when he did that in the comics.
So, no, I'm saying not even Kingpin doing it.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think let's assume they go that route. I'm pretty sure it would be via the machinations of Kingpin.
Oh, Kingpin. Okay.
Yeah. It might be via Muse or somebody, like Bullseye or somebody else. But I mean, the action looked good. looked very good, very
Yeah.
violent.
But yeah,
The talking, I think we only got one talking scene, no two.
true.
So yeah, and they look they seem good enough as well. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed,
That is good.
that it's good.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
even saying it should be as good as season 3 of Daredevil. Just be good. Just be a different level of
Did
good.
you say season three?
Any season of Daredevil because
Oh, okay.
I
I was
liked
gonna
all
hear it.
this. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So I'm not even saying be as good at that quality. Just be a good show, and I'll be happy. But yeah. So this will be coming out March,
yeah.
just almost as Invincible is ending. We jump straight into
We'll start
Daredevil.
that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm quite happy.
Yeah.
Keep me going. And
Yeah.
that'll probably take us into Brave New World. Oh, no, no, no,
Well,
sorry, no, Thunderbolts.
way after Brave the Thunderbolt here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but moving on, it's the news from Superman. So we know Superman is coming out this summer.
Yes,
Now, as this is a major character relaunch, DC
yeah,
is also going to be doing comic book relaunch
of
for
course, of
Superman.
course.
A status quo changing, new authors coming in. So they are bringing in Dan Slott from Marvel to come and take over the main Superman book titled. Is it a new Superman book titled Superman Unlimited? So going to be a status quo changing run for Superman. And what is changing is that Kryptonite crash lands on Earth. A lot of Kryptonites crash land on Earth. Think Smallville. That gives people powers. But now it's now readily available to everybody. So every criminal
That's
easily has access to kryptonite bullets. So they're trying to add a new layer of danger to Superman. And also, we're going to be having this recurring villain of the week with new villains, new threats from people getting powers due to kryptonite exposure. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think of this?
right. So before you said what you just said now,
Yeah.
when you just said the name, I was worried that he would go certain routes, and then
But
you gave that little speech you just took about the plans, and it seems my fears have come home. That sounds like a typical Dan Slott plot.
yeah,
That Dan Slott, I don't know. I won't say I didn't mind. I actually think I liked a lot of some of his run on Spider Man,
okay.
and I think in a way his sensibilities kind of suited Spider Man to a degree, and he had a good run where he had his storyline. It was fine. Then he went and started writing Fantastic Four, and
Yeah,
I hated it with a passion. Hated it with passion. And he kind of undid a lot of good work people had done with Doctor Doom, and he kind of just basically he went back to what I call old school writing on
yeah.
FX. So him coming to Superman, I think it's going to be like a throwback to the and what you just described
It's
is
Smallville.
exactly that. It's a throwback.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's nothing unique. That very storyline has been done before
so
in the
many
past.
times.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not.
So like Superman,
Sorry, is this comic? Is this comic going to be in canon?
yeah, it's
Okay.
in canon. Yeah. So Superman, to make Superman interesting for this generation, you cannot throw it back. Like you can throw back so many characters. You can throw back Batman, and it will still be interesting. You can throw back Spider-Man. You can like go back to these old wells of storytelling and still have it interesting. But that symbol of Superman in the past just does not work for this era anymore. So going back to this, I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't.
Okay,
I
so
really don't like it. Yeah.
that's what I think. I've always felt, and this is about kryptonites, right?
Yeah.
W- Throughout the history of comics, Superman comics, we've
Yeah.
had times where kryptonite was quite easy to get hold of. We've
Yeah.
had times where it was the rarest metal on Earth, and
Yeah.
we've had in between where it's not that common, but
But you can get your
you
hands on
know,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can get hold of it. So we've had all of that, and I've always felt to myself, even with kryptonite and the power set Superman has, If
It's not.
you're not a moron, it shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue at
You know,
all.
especially in the hands if somebody like a common cook reading it, it shouldn't be an issue for you. I can see why it might be an issue with somebody like Lex Luthor who knows how to probably use it in a surprising manner, how to hide it from, that kind of stuff. I can get that. But if you know it's out there and it's common and it's the only thing that can kill you, it's almost like a police officer who's going to go into a war scenario. You wear bulletproof now. You wear helmet now.
I mean, he has said that's not mentioned. This is part of his storytelling.
Yeah.
He's going to force Superman to establish new crime fighting methods and like protect himself. And I'm like, I get all of that, but I'm not sold.
No, actually, that I don't mind as long as it's
Yeah.
not. I don't know by that. It's not just saying it's just going to be it's going to be an armor. I'm not expecting it to be armor, but I'm expecting if you're going to do stuff like this, you be scanning for certain things before you reach that scenario.
Before you even get that, like before you
Yes.
get there, you'd have
Yeah.
scanned, oh, is this available? Or
Yes.
this is in the box. So I'm not
Yes.
going there because
And then you fight long range as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not on board with this. I want a status quo change for Superman, but not like this. This is just reskinning old issues. But we'll
Okay.
see how it goes
Yeah, we'll see.
when it comes out. We'll check out the first couple of issues, and but that covers the main news for the week. And before we go, we would be talking about Creature Commandos. I think you are the only one who has not given your feedback, and also we'll be responding to the feedback we've gotten from the audience from the last few episodes where we've discussed it, because there's been a lot of debate online about Creature Commandos.
About your views. About your views.
Yeah. About the views. I mean, the people that gave the views are not here right now. That gave the controversial views are not here right now to defend themselves. But yeah. So, Dakwa, first of all, what did you think of Creature Commandos? Now
Well,
that you've seen the finale as a whole.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm not going to improve the average. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I kind of like agree with almost all of you. The finale almost cemented my feelings about the whole show in a way that I think it's not well written. It's very basic. It's very contrived in many scenarios, and I don't want to go over a lot of the reasons why I think it's contrived. You guys have mentioned it, especially that episode. Nina, honestly, was useless and was just shoehorned to that last episode to give her her own storyline. I don't like the series. Now, I'm not saying it's a 1/5 show or a 0.5 over 5 show, but it's very meh to me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well,
I honestly don't think I've gained anything from watching it. My only enjoyment was I think I'd like the bride. And
that's fair. But
yeah, go on.
one thing I want to move on from is the reason for the arguments we had online
Okay.
about monsters. And that's a big focal point from the audience on how monsters are depicted. Like some people were saying, oh, the way James Gunn is doing it is a cliche, but it's fine because it's done well. Some are saying the execution is not fine. Others are arguing that monsters for monsters' sake is a boring storytelling, and then you need to have depth in their character. So, or you need to make them monsters being good is a much better form of storytelling than monsters being monsters for monsters' sake. So, yeah, all these arguments around monsters, and also why I'm raising this topic up is because one of our biggest, how will I say, most interactive posts online was
Mhm.
around Thanos as well, another monstrous character.
Yes.
So, yeah, but I want to get your own point of view on that.
Right. So I saw the comments, and there was a particular. Sorry, I should have really got the name of that gentleman. There's a gentleman who made a comment about bad people being bad is always boring, or something. I think I might paraphrase that a bit wrongly. There was
Yeah.
somewhere along the lines of that. Oh, bad guys doing bad things is boring, which I 100% disagree with.
Okay.
But because I could say the same thing about good guys doing good things is boring. So even that I disagree with. I don't think there's any version of that equation. Bad guys being bad, bad guys not being all that bad, but misunderstood. Good guys who are like bad guys, but they're good guys. Good guys who are actually good guys. There's none of that. There's no version of that combination that cannot be great. It's all about the writing. So I never say, I think sometimes we have this where we fall into saying things and generalizing, this trope is boring or that is boring. It can be boring if it's done badly. And that very same trope, if done well by a good writer, can be brilliant. So it's always, for me, it's in the execution of the idea.
Yeah.
So my biggest gripe was not what Gunn was doing.
But how he was doing it.
It was execution. But to be fair, there's now also, in Gunn's case, and I'm talking about in Gunn's case, it's almost like we know this is what you do. In a way. You never really, we've seen it twice previously, where you always have these people and they always have hidden depths and things to them. So we know you like, it's something you like doing, showing somebody who could see as a one-dimensional character, and then adding a bit of depth to them, and you
So,
realize. Yeah, so go on.
okay.
Yeah.
No, continue.
No, so what
Land.
I'm going to say is, which in real life, every human being is a mix of all sorts
Yeah.
of things. Nobody's one-dimensional,
Yeah.
But in films, yes, sometimes people write stories, relate a story. You write a one-dimensional. It's almost like you're writing a story where some characters are almost like a parody to the level, and that's why you get bad characters. So you get a villain, and they'll say, "Oh, this guy's tuning up the scenery because it's bad acting," or just start laughing, cackling. But then you get a Joker like Heath Ledger, which
Yeah.
the acting is great. And if you look at let's take Heath Ledger. If you look at Heath Ledger, actually, there's no background though to that guy.
He has no backstory. He has no
Exactly.
depth to himself.
So he was bad for being bad sake, but
Yeah.
it was acted so well, done so very well that yes, this is done well.
Yeah.
You see other people try to do that, and it comes out, oh look, this guy is rubbish.
Yeah. I think it later works because his lack of depth
Yes.
is overshadowed by the depth it forces Batman to go through.
Yeah.
So it's completely evil, immoral, but because it forces a lot of conflicts in Batman's decision making, is why he's
In a way, his death was not that we got to see how he got to where he was. It was more about what he was doing and his own warped sense of, I just want to see everything burn. I'm gonna burn this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna make you come down to my level. You will kill that boat. It's stuff like that. But at no point did you
want to
he was a good guy.
some people think that nowadays, but we don't take those people seriously. But now one thing I'll touch on what he was doing is that in this particular show, bad guys were bad guys. In that people like Phosphorus, even though we got more depth to his character, I don't think there's any point you go, oh, I understand you and you're a good guy. You are still, I get why you are doing what you're doing, but you are still a monster.
I agree. I think all of them. Even his
What?
backstory. No, I think I'm agreeing with you. Even Phosphorus' backstory did not really redeem him. You might think, okay, this is how you got to where you were, but
and I understand, but you are still a shitty person.
You're doing too much.
Exactly.
You're doing too much.
Yeah. So there's that as well. But like I understand that for most the stories did not come together. Even for myself, the stories did not land as well as they're supposed to land. But I think, and I said this last week, I won't react again. I get what Gon was going for, and I like the idea, but it just didn't land.
You see,
and
I mean, we've been doing this for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
And there will be times like this, and it happens quite often as well. It's not even like a one-off.
It's been happening a lot more often now. So
when we watch a series that a lot of people would love, and I'm thinking, huh?
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to use Loki as a great example. Loki season 1, I could not stand it.
Yeah,
When it started, I was into it, but then as it went on, I just thought this is rubbish.
yeah.
Now
So
season 2, they kind of almost try to embrace their rubbishness. I still didn't buy it. A lot of people, some people were started buying it. Okay, it, in a way, it reminded me of what I did with Gotham. The series Gotham, I thought started off got really really rubbish, but there was a stage where they almost embraced their foolishness and it became enjoyable on that
so
level.
so I think I've been thinking of this a bit, and there is such a thing as is this genre over familiarity.
Okay.
So we've seen these things so many times. We've seen this trope so many times that
Mm.
the trope by itself does not excite us. It's
Okay.
how it's
Yeah. I agree.
executed.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So, but people that are seeing this trope for the first time or are not as familiar as this trope, like they will be blown away by simple things like, oh, there's a multiverse. Oh, the Infinity Rocks are in a drawer. So
Yeah.
those little details that we would watch and it would even register to us
Yeah.
something interesting because I mean it's nothing new to us.
Yeah.
It blows people away. I think it's the same reason why a movie like Doctor Strange
Yeah.
doesn't work as well as a movie like Iron Man. If you've
Okay.
seen Iron Man, if you've seen Iron
Yeah.
Man
Yeah.
and you've
Yeah.
watched
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the
So, yeah.
MCU
No,
movies up until Doctor Strange does not work. But if
yeah.
Doctor
I
Strange is your
agree.
first
Doctor
entry
Strange is Iron
point,
Man. Doctor Strange
is Iron Man, yeah,
is Iron Man. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Same
basically.
same
But if
film,
Doctor,
different
yeah,
character. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a place where storytelling always wins out, where we are a good story is a good story no
Okay.
matter
You know
what.
what? You know you say that.
Yeah,
Do you know another example of that in the MCU
yeah,
is Avengers and Age of Ultron.
yes. Even in
If
yeah,
Age of Ultron was the first film, it will get the same level of
of
screaming.
love
But it's because
that Avengers got.
we've seen it, and it was too close in terms of how
So
we
it's
resolved it to the first one.
yeah.
Which people say, oh, it's not as good. Yeah,
It's not as good, but it's basically the same story. So it's like, but there's a place of where the storytelling, no matter how many times they repeat the story, that the storytelling, because of how well it's executed,
yeah,
wins out.
it can
Yeah,
elevate it. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I
but
totally agree.
yeah, but there's also the place where it's just because of how new it is, how the audience is receiving it at that point in time, that makes a story good. And because of how well we are in, how deep our knowledge is, how much we've consumed this content.
You know, I do think excess consumption can jade your taste buds, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're craving something better. And
It
I
always has to be the best right now for us
yeah,
to enjoy.
and
Yeah,
I also think, and now this is going to be very controversial. I also do think there's a dumbing down of movies, TV, writing a lot, and I've started seeing like I even read an article about this last week
yeah,
where I think one I think I can't remember the name of the writer. He said they are told, especially Netflix does this. This guy was talking about Netflix. He said they were told by Netflix, Oga, make it more obvious. Let them repeat the plot. So people they might be doing something while they're watching this. You have to repeat that. And he said
so
that yeah, go on. He
no,
said there's a lot of that going on.
yeah, I agree with what you're saying
Hmm.
because we have a lot more content to consume, so there's a lot more rubbish.
Yeah.
But I also disagree in that I think when I hear of some of the best things in TV are being made nowadays compared to the past. So I think it's because the content pool has expanded widely that we see a lot more rubbish. But even the ones that are good, I think the good shows themselves, the best shows, we are seeing a lot more of those kinds of shows as
Yeah.
well.
So no, I would agree with that, but I think the reason for that compared to the past, or simply in the past, TV didn't have the budget in the
No,
past.
even
TV
storytelling,
even on storytelling too. The best writers
yeah,
the best
we
writers
don't
will not
work
go
for
through.
TV. Yeah,
Yeah, TV was the poor cousin
yeah,
back in the day. Let's be very
yeah.
clear. Yeah, so
I agree.
I get that,
Yeah,
but now, but even now, even when I take now in terms of let's talk about TV. Let's talk about movies.
even movies.
No, I don't think the best movie. Oh no. I think you're doing a big
Let's see.
disservice to a lot of the past
No,
movies.
okay, I'm trying to think. Let me look at the. I'm trying to think of what movie. Yeah, give me a second. Oscars for 2023. But I think we still have very good movies that are being made. They are not
Yes,
just
we have,
getting,
but we have a
yeah,
lot more. Yeah, we have. But what I'm saying is, I know you're wrong. As much as I might say that, yeah, people say dumb it down. Not everybody's gonna dumb it down. You still have people who come and create great movies.
yeah,
Despite that.
yeah,
But what I'm saying is, back in the day, and let's be very clear, we are living in a different age. And sometimes I will want stuff because this is how I grew up. This is,
yeah,
but then I think, hang on a minute. The way I think now is not the way my kids think. My attention span is not their attention span.
mm, no,
They what even I would consider as being obvious. Why are you repeating it?
yeah,
It's weird. It's weird. I know I should talk about TV. The biggest culprit of what this guy was describing that I know was not even Netflix. It's a show I've loved
it's
for a long time. It's Doctor Who.
and Doctor Who has said
Yeah.
this is not a new phenomenon. We've had all these long running sitcoms from
Yes.
even the 90s, 80s,
Mhm.
70s. It's the same thing they do every time. It's how they write TV shows. They dumb it down to the most basic plot
No, but not
ever.
always. This is where I disagree.
Like
And when you look at things like Battlestar Galactica, it wasn't like that. Or Star Trek.
Battlestar Galactica is an exception. That's why it's remembered now. For every Battlestar Galactica, there
Mhm.
were dozens of
Okay,
terrible
okay,
sci-fi
okay.
TV shows.
Okay. Let me. Okay,
Yeah,
let's do it this way. Let's do it this way.
yeah,
I'm just thinking, when was, because I think this is the latest one that I will consider God tier.
yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
When was Breaking Bad? How long ago was Breaking Bad?
I can't remember, but after Breaking Bad, I remember we had Better Call Saul.
Yeah, yeah, but it's from the same.
From the same, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And during that time period,
yeah.
up until a few years ago, we had Succession, which is that, yeah,
Sorry, here's my issue. As much as
yeah,
I enjoy Succession, don't be wrong. I
yeah.
would not even call it that God tier. Not in a million
Okay,
years.
you don't want to call that God tier. Last year we had what's this show called? You might not call Shogun God tier, but it's up there.
Oh, see, here's my problem. So wait, look at what you're calling compared to
Say,
the.
you are comparing a year.
It looks good. Shogun looks good. Shogun looks good
It,
production value.
yeah, no,
No,
I'm saying that
it was
you are
just
comparing
cerebral at all.
you are comparing like the best out of a year versus the best out of a generation. The best of this generation are not
Okay,
yet out. Yeah. So like
okay. So
Breaking Bad
okay.
defined TV for his career.
Fair comment. Fair
Yeah.
comment. What would you consider? So let me take a 5 year span.
Yeah.
What would you consider the best of the last 5 years?
Best of the Oh, okay. That's a hard question. And
Oh yeah.
this is
Okay.
because I've consumed a lot of content.
Yeah.
Let's see. Best of the last 5 years. Wow. The Bear, at least the first couple of seasons of The Bear, it's very good. It's unique. It's not the best, but it's up there.
Okay.
Wow. I'm trying to think of two. Severance season one was good.
I don't want to say
Yeah.
anything because I don't want to go against my own arguments.
Yeah.
That
But
season, I think was very.
oh,
I think it was close to
which
almost
one?
what you just mentioned. The one you mentioned, Severance.
Severance. Yeah.
The one I think was very, very, very good.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see. What other show is there again? There are a lot of good shows that don't just come to mind. Star Trek, what's this thing called? What's it animated show called? Lower Decks. I think it's up there for the
yeah,
best
it's
Star Trek
good,
that has
but
been
again,
done.
you can't even you can't call it what's here now. It's good for
For me, for
to
me,
me.
it's some of the best Star Trek I've watched.
Oh yeah, because yeah, well you're not such a fan really, but yeah, but sorry,
Yeah,
I'm not actually disagreeing with you. I think
yeah,
in that franchise, Lower Deck is very very good. To us,
yeah.
out of almost all the recent Star Trek offerings, it's the best.
It's what, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we also have more limited run shows. Like I think Slow Horses is good for a spy
Right.
show.
So
The Agency.
and this is what the point I was going to make is those
Yeah.
shows who go for the short
Yeah.
span, they tend to be the ones who
Oh,
easier to hold quality. Like I remember that one from HBO.
I forgot one. Watchmen.
Chernobyl. Yeah.
Watchmen, Chernobyl.
Watchmen got here. Table got
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember, these were now 5 episodes, 6 episodes.
Yeah.
When The Wire and then we're doing like 30 episodes over
See,
4
there
5
is,
episodes.
and when they were making The Wire, there was no show like The Wire. There was no show
Yeah.
before The Wire that was like The Wire. During that time period, there was no show like that. After The Wire, so The Wire is a once in a generation show, basically. And you cannot now say, okay, because of this one
But you
show.
say what's the generation?
Yeah.
You see what's the generation though?
Yeah.
I don't think you've watched this. Have you watched the Oz?
Which one?
Oz.
Oz. No,
Yeah.
I didn't watch Oz.
Uh,
I didn't watch Oz. So
Oz is what allowed Wire to exist.
okay. I've not watched
Anyway,
Oz yet. Yeah, but moving away from series.
What do you
Yeah.
find that?
How do you find that? Yeah. No, but we're talking about you were thinking about how quality has dropped in terms of storytelling from previous generations to now. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think we still have good quality shows. We have a lot more rubbish nowadays, fair enough. But in terms of storytelling, we still get some very good ones.
But it's not that. And again, it's let's Creature Commandos. It's the
Yeah.
overall praise for it that's just throwing me for a loop.
It's
It's
the
throwing me
overall.
for a loop.
So it's because we've seen all these things before. We could predict where the story was going from the very beginning. Like we knew A to equals B. We were the ones thinking about, oh, this plot doesn't make sense. This plot device doesn't make sense. This thing doesn't. We've seen this thing. So it's like these are the things we've seen before. But for people watching this thing afresh, they are just watching it for the first time. Imagine if this is
Yeah,
someone's.
but these people we're discussing with,
Yeah.
they're not like 12-year-olds, are they? Or 15-year-olds?
They are not. They are not, but they are not as steeped in the law as we are. We take for granted how far ahead we are in terms of the amount of content we consume. They are a lot more casual. I don't want to call them casual fans, but compared to the amount we read comic books, we've read all the comic books
Yes.
on this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's fair for them to like those kinds of things that we are saying, oh,
but
this is a cliche. Yeah.
So now for me, Creature Commandos is coming
Yeah.
on. I've got my view on it. A lot of people love it. It's well loved out there. So that
Well loved. And
it's
one more thing about Creature Commandos, people compare to What If because they came out at roughly the same time period. So like, What If was so bad that Creature Commandos is so good in comparison. I've seen so many of such comparisons online. Yeah, but continue.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
And I agree. Here's the decision. I think What If was very bad.
yeah.
I still think it was better than this.
I think it was better than Creature Commandos.
Yes.
Mm.
But I was more harsher on What If because I've seen season 1 and 2.
Yeah,
So let's say season 3 of What If was the only season I got.
yeah.
I'll probably score it like a 2.8.
Really? I won't go that high.
But no,
So-
the thing is, they set the bar this high.
Yeah,
So in comparison, season 3 was a letdown.
yeah.
But there's no way I would say Control Command was better than even that subpar season of What If.
Of What If.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean-
if you,
I mean-
think I disagree a bit on that because
Okay. Yeah.
What If's enjoyment value is it's not a straightforward show to watch, and it's easier to sit down and watch Creature Commandos in one sitting than to do the same for What If.
Right,
I'll get bored quicker with What
So
If.
here's the thing.
Yeah,
This is because of the nature of the shows are slightly different.
yeah,
Commando is a long story across
yes,
7 episodes. What If each one almost stands on its own, even though it's got
Yeah.
overarching. I can easily rewatch, even in that bad season. There's at least 2 episodes I can rewatch all day long.
yeah. I can rewatch some episodes
I have no interest in watching any episode of Creature Commandos.
of What. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, that. But
Season
one
two, season two's coming, right?
season two is coming definitely. It's James Gunn show. He has renewed it. He has renewed it himself. So yes, we'll get a season two of Creature Commandos. But why I want to talk about this was the way the audience relates with monstrous creatures,
Yeah.
monsters in
Yes.
comic books in general. Like it's always been a weird relationship. Joker, Thanos, Creature Commandos, Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, even Iron Man, Batman, even.
Yeah, but, okay. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you've listed a few characters here. I'm struggling to understand why you're listing them as even loosely as monsters.
Not villains. Let me use the word villains. The way we
Oh,
relate
really?
with
Oh,
villains.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what? Okay. So what's sorry? What's your
So,
question?
like, it's Joker, for example, and the way we see a villain doing villainous things, and then we immediately cast them as the hero in the story. And then rather than just because we feel they have a point, we excuse all the other actions around them and defend that point to the exclusion of anything. And it
So
shows up, yeah,
so I think, and sorry, this might be. I think we might be getting a bit too deep here.
yeah,
I think this speaks to us as human beings. If I'm being honest, I think we have this ability to overlook a person's bad flaws if they've charmed us in some other way. If that makes sense.
yeah,
And I want to pick up real life characters and even comic characters. So you have your Lokis, your
yeah,
Jokers, your Thanos. You know, Thanos was evil. It was clearly half of evil. People agree it's evil, but they liked him because he was doing it in a cool, not in a cool, swaggerful manner. He's a badass. Well, and it's that Joker, especially Heath Ledger. Again,
yeah,
there's a kind of curious factor. Loki is a charmer,
yeah,
even though his acts are clear to see that this guy is a serial murderer.
mm,
And even in real life, God forgive, and we all do it. Don't let me put myself above a pedestal.
yeah,
We all do it. You got your Trumps, your Elon Musks, your dare I say a lot of these hip hop artists. I wouldn't want to mention one person's name, but I feel I should just keep it to myself. There's one recently. There's an author recently who's been outed,
outside, yeah,
and I'm currently struggling
with
because
that,
this is
yeah,
one of my favorite authors. But now I'm being told that he's done these heinous things,
things,
and
yeah,
I'm not saying, God, why did you have to do these things now? I like you now. Why did you have to do these things now? And I know, left to me, I will grasp at any straw if somebody comes with something to say, oh, he didn't do those things.
he didn't do it, yeah,
Simply because I've liked him. Okay, let me pick somebody who's not been tarnished with any of these things, but then tell you what came out about him. How would you feel? Let me. Can you imagine Stan Lee now? And then somebody starts bringing out some stories about Stan Lee. Somebody I've watched
no,
all my life.
yeah, yeah,
So you can see how people, sometimes
yeah,
want to forgive people for some. So
also, yeah,
yeah, and
because why I'm saying this now is that
yeah,
it's in comic books and movies nowadays, it's a
mhm,
lot more forgivable than before. Like, Heath Ledger was a cool bad guy.
yes,
People liked the Joker.
yes,
But just because we liked the Joker, there was never anybody mistaking back then when the movie came out.
like
There
also
was
good
never
guy.
anybody going that this guy is right. Not that he's a good guy, that this guy is right.
Yeah,
There was never that mistake.
yeah. But do you think that's more a reflection of where we are as a society now? So
Yeah, that's what I find very interesting. That where we are now, it's
yeah,
like we see these guys and we say, hmm,
well,
he has
yeah.
a point.
I think we're in a world where now everybody's sorry, the what's the phrase?
Status quo.
The status quo. A lot of people are unhappy with it, and basically they want to they want to upturn the cart and spin
Yeah.
it. I was thinking it's weird. Someone was reading, and it then just thought occurred to me. In the past, we used to talk about your Martin Luther King, and then
Yeah.
your Malcolm X.
Yeah.
So you need the person who's talking reasonably, trying to convince people, and then you got the person who's just upturning the cart using violence.
Yeah.
And I've always said, if you want things to change, you almost need both those type of people for any. I said, change by peaceful means, it's slow if it ever comes.
Yeah.
Then I read something that I started thinking a bit further. If you truly want to change this world, let's say you truly think this world is unjust and you want to train it, then you have to become a villain.
Yeah. That is yeah. That is the point of, and I think why I like this conversation is that our thought of what heroes and villains need
Yeah,
to change. So we grew up in the world where we thought was fair and just. So heroes were maintaining the status quo, and villains were people trying to overthrow the status quo.
yeah,
We are now in a world where nobody thinks the world, people don't think the world is, let me say nobody, but most people don't think the world is fair and just. They
yeah,
think the system is rigged against us.
yeah,
So we need to go back when someone was being released, when someone was fighting against the system itself
yeah.
and throwing politicians off roofs.
So
That yeah,
and this is why you always go to get the young versus the old,
yeah,
the conservatives versus the liberals, because for those who've lived in a way in the system to a certain point,
yeah,
they're scared of what it means if you
up
upend the cart.
and yeah,
Those who can't see any good in the system anyway, for them,
yeah,
they say, I don't care how bad can it get. So they're willing to risk that maybe if we upset the cart, are we going to become a nation like Syria, or
yeah.
or would it work to their benefit?
Mm. They,
So
yeah. But bringing this thing back to comic books,
yeah,
which is why I brought this topic up. Like, if the comic book writers and authors
yeah,
keep writing these stories and they cast Magneto as the bad guy, like in X-Men 97, and everybody is unanimous in their support of that guy has a point. And it's supposed to come off as, oh, or like Joker, the first Joker movie,
yeah,
that the director, author, everybody were like, this is an incel bad guy. And
yes,
people
yeah,
were like, no, this guy has a point. Like, also up to the point he had to make a second movie just to make it very clear what he's trying to say.
yeah.
I'm like,
But doesn't that doesn't that
no,
suggest
so
that
yeah.
there's actually too many incels in real life? No, because they sympathize with him.
This is what I know, but I'm saying that we should get to a point where I think we should start telling these stories of heroes from this point of view. Like, we no longer, like, instead of having a villain being the one upending the cats, it should become a hero so we can actually ask, because this is the books that
Yeah,
set up the next, yeah,
I agree with you.
yeah,
But by the very definition of what he's trying to do,
yeah,
you almost and here's the issue: you almost have to paint everybody in the status quo as a villain to make it act same. So, and this is one of my frustrations I have with how certain writers, that's not being one of them, write Doctor Doom.
yeah,
I've always read Doctor Doom when it was when you look at Latveria,
yeah.
it's a big like people who live in there are fed, clothed,
Yeah,
every well. But he would achieve his mean. Oh, okay. Let me make a very real world political comparison.
yeah.
Who's the biggest villain in the world, country wise, in your mind?
We are getting very, very dangerous into political talk right now. Who is the biggest?
Villain.
in the
Well,
world right
okay, in your view, let's say in your view, because I'm not saying who's big. In your view, if let's say the governments of every country were characters, heroes and villains, who would you call a villain?
Damn,
Who would you call a hero?
I won't call
Any-
any. I don't think I can label any country
Okay,
heroic in that nature.
okay,
Like the closest I will call to a comic book hero
yeah,
will be Ukraine right now. That's like the closest
okay.
I
I
would
had another,
call.
I had another choice, but you go on.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's the
okay,
closest. It's the closest for me parallel because
okay,
if I was to call another country and that option right now, there are so many. It's almost anti-heroes.
yeah, okay,
Anti-heroism, understandably anti-heroism,
yeah,
this thing,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it's not going to be a pure super heroic kind of
Yeah.
line. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why.
So,
So
okay, yeah, go on. You're
no,
saying
no,
that.
go ahead. Yeah,
So, I want to look at villains and heroes like countries,
yeah,
and at the very heart of the concept of a country
yeah,
is an inbuilt selfishness.
yeah,
So, a country that's doing well generally, there are countries who buck that trend, especially the countries that are doing well to the point where they're at the top of the food chain, will do almost anything to keep themselves at the top of the food chain. And
yes,
when I say do anything, I'm talking about blatantly bang out of other things to
yeah,
keep themselves there. So they become, to me, they're the villains.
yeah.
You know, it's
So
hard to say hero, but there are people who I would say at the very best, there are people who are governments who are called, they try to protect their own existence from
yeah,
somebody killing them,
but
wiping them
but
out. Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
yeah. But that's the question I think comics books should be asking. What is a superhero in this age? What
Guess
does
what?
superheroism look like? Because you cannot give me the same definition of superhero that was applicable 20, 30 years ago to nowadays because it just doesn't work. You can't give me a super cop, for example, and say a super cop that beats up
Okay,
criminals. Yeah,
can I ask a question?
yeah.
Watchmen,
Watchmen. Yeah,
the rich guy, he's a hero of that film. Then,
yeah. He's
You-
a
you-
hero, but
yes.
I find him he's a hero because he's fighting a much bigger villain. But it's regular day-to-day life
Who,
of
who,
him.
who we talking about?
Or are you talking about Ozymandias or
Yes,
what's his name? Owlman?
Ozymandias.
Yeah. Ozymandias. Wow. I don't consider Ozymandias a hero.
Sorry,
I don't consider Ozymandias the hero because I'm not the ends justifies the means. Kind of I don't have that kind of ideology.
3 million.
So
3 million. Well, I can't remember how many people he killed for
yeah,
for
how
last
many
for last
for
no,
yeah,
assuming it works because
yeah,
obviously the retro. But at the end of the movie, he the idea was that it killed 3 million people, but he had given the world lasting peace and stopped the
yeah,
threat of nuclear Armageddon. Was
yeah.
that heroic or not?
It wasn't. Because we can have the discussion with the full
Oh, okay,
house,
okay.
but I don't
No,
think it
I agree.
was.
It's not heroic,
Yeah, yeah,
but he made change, and it took
yes.
him a villainous act
Wait, no, so yes. So
to
right
make
now, I'm saying that
progressive change. Yeah, go on.
yes. Right now, what I'm saying is that rather than writing our villains as people that make change through villainous actions, I want to see stories about heroes making that same change through how you would interpret heroic action to be nowadays with the powers they have
Is
at their
that possible though?
disposal. I That's the line I want to read about. It's possible because we saw these things like this in Krakow, how Krakow was founded. It was heroes trying to make change while navigating
But they
how
did
to.
yeah, but they use villages. They also use
No, no,
villages.
forget the leadership. I'm like establishing the country itself.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, things like that. It was like we are trying to make change
Oh
to
yeah,
this
yeah,
world.
that works.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
here's the problem, and I think this is very basis of the whole problem.
yeah,
If you do, let's say Krakow was built and everybody was behaving properly,
Yeah.
You will get the other countries coming for you because they don't want you to succeed over them.
Yeah.
At some point, you are going to be forced to employ
But
non. Yeah,
that is the point of superheroes. So I would, and we have different types of like superheroes, range from the pure white superheroes to
yeah.
the very almost villainous superheroes. But like, I would want to read a story about Superman trying to make change through heroic means, with all the restraints he has to place on himself for that, and
Yeah,
everybody acting against him, but
yeah.
him choosing not to deploy that kind of force negatively, or like that kind of superhero story where we get the ideal shining through, despite the opposition, the well-elected opposition against it, against that kind of change being there. Because if we don't have, for me, if we don't have that option in comic book storytelling now, what we'll be getting is villains being villainous shit and everybody thinking, yeah, the only way to achieve change is to be a monster. And yes, it's a valid way of achieving change. But at the end of the day, as much as we have that, the Malcolm X's, we also need the Martin Luther Kings that would push for change in as, what's this called? In an
But,
I not there's no ideal way to fight for change, but
yeah,
in
but
a
isn't
yeah,
it almost the carrot and the stick?
yeah.
Martin Luther King is the carrot, X is the stick,
I
and
think yeah,
when you present the carrots to the
yeah.
people, to the government, and they say no, we're not giving you what you want.
So
Then the stick comes and beating them, and then they say,
so
oh, actually, maybe let's go for the carrots.
no, no. So that
Yeah,
I want to put like take X-Men for example. That they are
yes,
like one of the best examples to use.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like even in this day and age,
yeah.
how would the X-Men now fight racism against mutants now in this day and age without compromising their ideals of not killing humans? That is the kind of like how would they handle that kind of storytelling?
Right,
That's the
so
kind of superheroes I want to read about. Yeah, it's not a it's like it's not going to. I don't think you do the right
sorry,
thing because it's easy.
yeah, but that question you asked, in my mind,
Yeah,
I think it's impossible. I think not because it's comics.
yeah.
Even in real life, I think it's impossible to eradicate.
But superheroes are meant to be aspirational. Like it's not supposed to be.
Yes,
It's
but yeah, but then,
yeah.
and I agree, but then if you write something that's so blatantly,
No,
you think you really have to figure out that will
yeah.
work in real life, then you
No,
always
it's like
defeating. All you could
my
do
ideal.
is improve,
Yeah.
yeah, improve relation. I mean,
It-
let's look at racism nowadays.
yeah.
It's improved, no matter what people want to say.
It's improved. Yeah.
But also, the part of why it's improved is we put systems in place that will generally could punish you if you act in a certain manner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not just suddenly people just suddenly become better. It's just that the people who are better have been succeeded in putting in place systems that punish those who are not. That's good. But
Yeah.
we've always seen it in history go the other way around, where
Yeah.
the racists have the bad people, the bad racists, or the people who want to be racist win in certain areas, and places become more racism over a certain period of time.
In
Uh,
fact, yeah.
so it's can you eradicate it?
No, I'm not talking about eradicating, but
Okay,
like
or improve it?
improving it. Yes, you can't make sweeping white changes and cause an utopia. That's also a dystopia, and that's wrong. But like, I would rather read a story of a guy that refused that said he's going to do good and dies for his principles while making very small change than read a villain that makes massive change through villainous actions. Because right now, I think it's superhero story for me and for most people that grew up reading comics.
Yeah, yeah.
It's what forms the bedrock of our morality growing up. It's like it's one of the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
foundations
yeah.
of
No, no,
yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah,
but we are
between
yeah,
comic religion,
yeah,
they're the two morality teachers. Stories.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So because now we are approaching an age where if people keep on identifying with villains a lot more than heroes, to the point where they are always going, hang on a minute, the villain is right. I think there's a fundamental problem with the kind of stories we are telling because it's completely out of touch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but which is why I've always preferred Doctor Doom to be ambiguous, and sometimes I
yeah,
hate it when they just make him straight
out
out.
and out villain. Yeah,
I prefer when they write them where no, he's doing good, but he's doing it in a way a lot of people don't agree
I
with.
agree with. Yeah,
But, yeah. So I always prefer that kind of. I mean, I shit on Magneto a lot.
yeah, a lot.
No, I do a lot, but he was trying to do good for his people.
Yeah,
I think he is a case of the abuse becoming the abuser. In this case, I've always felt, you know, I mean, and it's ironic because there's a real world situation like that where the abused are not the abusers in real
yeah,
world. And Magneto in comic form, I always felt he was like that. He was
yeah.
abused. He's not the abuser, but in his eyes, he's the hero
Obvious people.
of his
But
people.
yeah, but I think yeah, we've gone really deep in this topic and see the kinds of people see the kind of conversations we can have when some noisemakers are not around. But yeah, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is already 1.5 hours, so it's fair to stop
Yeah,
here.
let's stop there.
But
I think we've really, I don't know how we got. I blame that guy in Creature Commandos who was talking about bad guys.
yeah, his name is Restless. So yeah, Restless,
His
thanks for
name?
leading us. Restless,
Okay.
Restless. Thanks
I
for
will
leading us on this
just finish
particular
argument.
tangent.
It's his fault.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we would like to hear your thoughts on this particular tangent. For yeah, and let us know what you think. So that's it for tonight, guys. Good night. As usual, subscribe, listen, and share to your friends. And we will see you next week. D'accord.
Thanks for listening. I'm happy to be back and see you later.
Yeah.